End of the first week, started this challenge with $500.28 and ended Friday with $4,003. Total profit of $3,503. That is a 700.6% return with just over 8 times the original account. I did make some mistakes last week. I tripled down, and on Friday, I did go on tilt a little bit. Worked out in both cases, but those are bad habits. What I want to do tonight is give you an idea of how I look for trades, and this works on many different time frames. So remember, it's not financial advice. I'm not licensed to give that. Please don't buy or sell based on anything I say. Here, I'm looking at the QQQ ETF. If you're a position trader, check this out. Bull market, just line the roofs up. Look at what happens at the very next candle, the next 2 candles. All right, let's do it again. This looks like a great spot. Let's do it again. That looks like a great spot, right? Here's another one. What about selling? How do you know when to sell? It's the same thing, just in reverse. Line up the floors. You break low, maybe it's going to go down. That helps me avoid this long period of downward pricing or even this chop here. Break below this line right about here, you could have saved yourself a lot of time. Let's say you're intraday. This gets choppier, more noise. What I like to look at is pre-market compression, both London overnight futures as well as the last hour and a half before the New York Open. We have price compressing. This was Friday. Price compressing and a downward channel. We bust out the right. You really have to consider the theta, and the theta decay is going to eat you alive. This one's a bit tough. I see something like this. So we have a wider range. In the pre-market, we have this. This is one of those days where you're going to have to wait. Here we go. I see this channel. And we break below, continue down. Here's an obvious one. We have a narrow channel. We break below. And we run. With my challenge doing 0 DTE options, I don't have time to wait all day with the theta decay. Now, of course, this would more than compensate for that. But there's no guarantee of this long run. It goes down 2 or 3, 4, or 5 points. Might be looking to sell at that point. You really have to look at the ATR on this thing. It's not really that common for this ETF to run 50 points in a day. I'm happy with this thing going 3 to 5. If I'm successful in this challenge, I'm going to have to get away from the 0 DTE. I'm going to be worried about poor fills. Here, another compression prior to the New York Open, and we break low. This is just a easy strategy. It's so stupid. This is stupid. I'm drawing 2 lines and I'm going for it, and I make more money than when I layer on a whole bunch of indicators and just dumb yourself down. Look at this one. A triangle. We got typical low. It's 1, 2, 3. Typical 5-point touch, and then we break out. We do retest right at the open, and then boom. You might have seen my indicator. It analyzes patterns within the volumetric data and then gives a signal. That's a great buy. That's a great sell. These are great buys. Now, I'm still going to draw a couple lines and wait for the break. Break is the confirmation of the signal firing, and when I have both together, I can go for it. It stops working in the chop, right? So I'll make it stop working around 11. Anyhow, so that's all. It was a good week. I'll catch you guys on Monday.